Classes continue your discussion on working capital management. Classes continue your discussion on working capital management. We're done with cash management and inventory management. AR management naman tayo. So classes, disregard nyo lang muna to. Okay? Basically, additional question yan na sasagutin natin later sa handouts natin. Okay? Sir, ano ba yung goal of accounts receivable management? Basically, it's to use effective credit policy. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng credit policy? Yun yung policies ng company when it comes to credit sales. Okay? So under dyan, meron tayong credit period. Okay, or credit terms. For example, class, N30. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng N30? Si customer, pinibigyan natin siya up to 30 days para magbayad sa atin. Okay? Ano pa? Under pa dyan, class, yung cash discount. For example, 2-10. Ano ibig sabihin niya? Bibigyan natin ng 2% cash discount si customer pag nagbayad siya within 10 days. Alright? Now, yung credit policy natin can be conservative or aggressive. Okay? So, ano difference ng conservative or aggressive? Pag aggressive, ibig sabihin yan, relaxed yung credit policy natin. Ang magandang example nito, for example, 5, 10, and 50. Ayan. Sa conservative naman, let's say 2, 10, and 30. O, doon muna tayo sa aggressive. Pag aggressive, gusto natin magbenta na magbenta. Alright? Kaya tinataas natin yung discount 5% and hinahabaan natin yung credit period. Okay? Ano yung epekto niya kapag aggressive yung credit policy natin? Well, mataas yung credit sales mo. Okay, ano pa? Mataas yung accounts receivable. Tama? And mataas yung bad debts expense. Okay? Possible na marami hindi magbayad sa'yo on time. Okay? So again, pag aggressive, mataas yung sales, mataas yung AR, kaya lang mataas din yung bad debts natin. Kaya class, sabi ko kanina, sa working capital management, dapat balance yung risk and return. Ano yung return dyan? Mataas yung sales mo. May effect sa income yan. Kaya lang may risk. May risk na hindi magbayad si customer. Okay? Now, yung conservative naman, opposite lang yan ng aggressive. Mas mababa, mas maliit yung discount na binibigay natin, shortened yung credit period. Ano yung epekto dyan? Mababa yung credit sales, okay? Mababa yung AR, mababa yung bad debts. Okay? Opposite sila. So kaya class, in AR management, dapat malaman natin yung balance between conservative and aggressive credit policy. Okay? Now, also for AR management class, it's also important na we accelerate the collection methods of the receivables. Okay? Accelerate natin yung collection. Siyempre, pag mas mabilis natin, nare-receive, nakokollect yung mga receivables na yan, magagamit natin agad yung cash for our everyday expenses. Alright? So, ito yung focus of AR management. Sige, so magsagot mo tayo ng handouts. Let's go to problem number 6. So, punta ka sa problem number 6. Nakita mo yung Dwight Corporation. Sagutin natin yan. Dwight Corporation's average daily sales is 6.4 million. 10% of which is cash sales. Okay, so ibig sabihin, kung 10% is cash sales, tama ba class yung 90% yung credit sales? Okay. The variable cost ratio is 60%. Ano ba yung variable cost ratio? Naalala niyo class, yung variable cost ratio, di ba meron tayong sales minus variable cost, you have your contribution margin. Tama? Variable cost ratio, ito yun. Yung contribution, CM ratio natin, ito yun. So kung yung variable cost ratio natin is 60%, sales mo 100%, CM ratio natin is 40%. Naalala niyo yan? Okay, yun yung variable cost ratio. Starting next year, it will relax its standards. Gusto niya mas relaxed. Okay, aggressive credit policy. The relaxation in credit standards is expected to cause the following changes. Total credit sales will increase by 20%. The collection period is 60 days. The variable cost ratio, even for incremental sales, will be the same. Ano yan? 60%. The cost of borrowing is estimated at 25% per year. The company uses 360 days in a year in all its computations. What is the expected benefit or loss from planned relaxation credit policy? Sir, bakit ba nagkaroon ng cost of borrowing? Na-explain ko na ito before. So for example, yung banko natin si BPI. Okay, mag-load muna tayo kay BPI. Yun yung assumption dito, mag-loan tayo. Yun yung pambibili natin ng inventory. So kay ABC, tayo sa ABC, and then bili tayo kay supplier ng inventory, bibigyan tayo ni supplier, and then ibenta natin yan kay customer. Okay? So ganyan yung mangyayari dyan. So sabi dyan, 25% daw yung cost of borrowing. Babayad tayo ng 25% kay BPI. Gets? Okay. Now, what is the expected benefit? Ganito gagawin natin yung class. Tignan muna natin kung how much yung mag-i-increase yung profit natin. Sabi dyan, sa middle portion, the relaxation in credit standards is expected to cause the following changes. So, tataas yung credit sales natin. So, tataas yung credit sales by how much? 20%. Okay, 6.4 million. Ang computation natin, 6.4 million. Okay. Sabi dyan, 10% yung cash sales, therefore, 90% yung credit sales. So, 6.4 million times 90%, mag-i-increase ng 20% times 0.2, you should get 152,000. Ito yung increase ng sales natin. Ulitin ko ha, yung 152,000, originally 6.4 million sales natin. 90% yan credit sales. Times 0.9, mag-i-increase lang ng 20%. Times 0.2, you get 152,000. Kaya lang class, kung maalala nyo yung previous discussion natin, whenever nagbebenta ka, ang increase sa income mo is equal to your contribution margin. Sales yan eh. Tama, increase in sales. So, ang gagawin mo dyan, multiply mo by 40%. Ito yung increase ng CM natin. Does that make sense? Times 0.4, you get 460,800. So, pag nagbenta tayo kay customer, okay, ang kikitain natin sa kanya, 460,800. So, okay na to. Nasolve na natin yan. 460,800 yan. So, lagyan natin dito, 460,800. Now, kailangan nating bayaran si BPI kasi nag-loan tayo sa kanya para makabili ng inventory kay supplier, makapagbenta kay customer. Compute natin how much yung interest na babayad natin kay BPI. Okay, now, take note class na ang ibabayad mo kay supplier is, gato yan, ang ibebenta mo kay customer is yung sales mo at 100%. Does that make sense? Okay? Ang ibabaro mo kay BPI at ang ibibili mo kay supplier is at cost. Tama ba yan? So, di ba pag bumili ka ng inventory, at cost yun. Bebenta mo kay customer na may markup. Tama? Yung sales natin na 100%, may markup yan na 40%. Okay? So, yung ibabaro mo kay BPI, at cost yan, 60%. Babayad mo kay supplier, is at cost yan, 60%. Does that make sense? Ulitin ko ha. Di ba pag bumili ka ng inventory at cost, tapos lalagyan mo ng markup, yun yung ibebenta mo kay customer. Okay? Therefore, ang ibabaro natin kay BPI is 60% lang. Hindi yung 100%. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko dyan, since ito yung 100%, 1,152,000, ganito gagawin ko dyan. Yung borrowings ko from BPI is equal to 1,152,000 times 60%, you get 691,200. Okay? How much yung interest? 25%, sabi dyan sa problem. Times 25%, every ilang days. Doon ka sa second bullet. Sabi dyan, the collection period is 60 days. Ibig sabihin, every 60 days, kailangan magbaro tayo kay BPI. Parang gano'n. Okay? Times 25% times 60 over 360. Okay? How much yung interest natin? 691,200 times 25% times 60 over 360, you get 28,800. Ito yung interest expense mo. Okay? So, meron tayong contribution margin. Nagbenta tayo kay customer na 460,800, pero magbabayad tayo ng interest kay BPI na 28,800. So, ibig sabihin class, yung net benefit natin, 460,800 minus 28,800, you get 432,000. Answer mo dyan, dog, 432,000. Okay. Ulitin ko lang ha. Baka marami na dito sa inyo. Ito, madali lang ito intindihin. Alam natin, whenever nagbebenta ka kay customer, yung increase in CM, yun yung effect sa income natin. Ito lang yung ingat ka ha. Tandaan mo, ang ibabaro mo kay BPI, hindi naman yung selling price. Okay? Yung selling price, yun yung binibenta mo kay customer para kumita ka. Ang binabaro mo sa bangko is yung cost, which is our variable cost. 60% ng 1,152,000 is 16 yung binaro mo kay BPI. Okay? Bayaran mo siya ng 25% every 60 days. Kaya nakuha mo yung interest ng 28,800. Every 60 days, yung net benefit natin is 432,000. Okay? So, number 6, letter dog yung sagot mo dyan. Number 7. We have 4 questions for number 7. Marella Corporation is considering relaxing its credit standards to encourage more sales. Pag relax yan, mas mataas yung sales natin. No? As a result, sales are expected to increase from 15%, from 300 canos per year to 345. So, tumaas ng 45 units. Sulat natin, sa number 7, tumaas ng 45 units. Tama? Okay. And then, the average collection period is expected to increase to 40 days from 30 days. Okay, so from 30 naging 40 days. Tumaas din yung collection period natin. Mas tumagal. No? Okay, and the bad debts are expected to double the current 1%. Siyempre, mas mataas yung bad debts mo pag mas marami kang benta. So, tumaas din yung bad debts natin from 1% naging 2%. Now, the price per cano is 850. So, lagyan natin, selling price is 850. And the variable cost is 650. Tama ba, class? Selling price minus variable cost in yung contribution margin natin, which is 200. Okay, and the average, the price per cano, okay, and the firm's required return is 20%. Yung 20%, basically, yun yung parang kanina, yung borrowings natin sa bangko. Okay? Question number 1. What is the additional profit contribution from sales under the proposed relaxation of credit standards? How much yung increase sa contribution margin natin? Well, tumaas ng 45 units yung sales natin, and then yung contribution margin is 200 per unit. O, yan ang sagot. 45 times 200, tataas yung CM natin by 9,000. So, 9,000 increase ang contribution margin. Letter C yung sagot natin sa question number 1. Okay? Question number 2. What is the cost of marginal investments in AR under the proposed plan? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng word na marginal? Ang ibig sabihin yan, additional. Okay? Now, investments. Sir, bakit may investment in AR? Ang ibig sabihin lang yung class, yun yung binaro natin sa, well, in this case, BPI. Kunyari, BPI. Yun yung binaro natin kay BPI. Okay? Ulitin ko. Ang binabaro mo sa bank is at cost. In this case, yung variable cost mo. Okay? And then, ibebenta mo sa customer at selling price. So, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Pag ang tanong sa'yo is marginal, ang mas magandang gawin dito, yung existing na credit policy, i-compare mo sa proposed. No? Pakita ko sa inyo ha. Existing. Ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Existing, nagbebenta tayo ng 300 units. Tama? Kasi from 300, naging 345. So yung existing natin 300. How much yung binabaro natin sa bank? Ito, 650. 300 times 650, how much yan? 300 times 650, 195,000. Okay? Asan ba yan? Yes. Tama. 195,000. 195,000. Ito yung binabaro natin sa bank. Okay? Under existing. Now, every when? 30 days. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, kukunin ko muna yung daily. So, divide ko by 360. Di ba? Pag dinivide mo sa 360 yan, makuha mo yung daily. Multiply ko by 30 para makuha ko yung how much yung inuutang ko sa banko every 30 days. So, times 30. Okay, ulitin ko, ito yung total na binaborrow natin sa bangko, 195,000. Every 30 days, magbaborrow tayo. Compute natin kung how much yun every 30 days. Divide by 360, yun yung per day, times 30. Ang binaborrow natin, 16,250. 16,250. Okay, yun yung binaborrow natin sa existing. Now, yung current naman natin, class, tingnan nyo ha, current, ilan ang units na binibenta natin? 345. Okay, how much yun? 650. Okay, so 345 times 650, you get 224,250. 224,250. Ang sabi dyan, class, naging 40 days na yung collection period. Ibig sabihin, every 40 days, kailangan mag-borrow tayo kay bank. Ito yung total. I-divide natin sa 360 para makuha natin yung per day. Multiply natin sa 40 para makuha natin yung every 40 days. Okay? So, 224,250 divided by 360 times 40. You get 24916 o 24917. Round up na lang natin. 24917. Now, before, ang inuutang natin kay bank, 16,250. Ngayon, ang inuutang na natin, 24,917. So, how much yung difference? 24,917 minus 16,250. Okay? Magbabaro tayo ng 8,667. Alright? Now, 8,667, mumultiply natin yan sa interest rate. Kasi yun yung babayad mo na interest kay bank. Okay? Pag ang tanong ganyan, what is the cost of marginal investments? Ibig sabihin, how much daw yung additional na babayad mo kay bank? Okay, because of your increase in sales. Okay, ito. Tumaas yung borrowings natin na 8,667. Pero hindi pa yun yung final answer. Kasi interest yung binabayad mo kay bank, di ba? How much daw? Ilang percent? 20% times 20%. 8,667 times 0.2, you get 1,733, letter C. Okay. Pag marginal, existing versus current. Okay? Bakit 650? Kasi yung cost yung inuutang mo kay bank. Bakit 30? Yan yung before. Bakit 40? Yan yung current. Kinumpare natin yung difference, nakuha natin yung additional borrowings, 8,667. How much yung babayad mo kay bank? Interest, times 20%. Yun yung additional investment mo sa AR, 1,733. Okay, letter C. Now, what is the cost of marginal bad debts naman? Madali lang yan. Pag marginal, ulitin ko, existing versus proposed. Okay, so question number 3. Ano yung existing natin? Saan ba based yung bad debts? Sa sales. Okay, existing natin, how much yung sales? Well, nagbebenta tayo ng 300 units. How much mo binibenta? 850. Sell price, okay, times 850. Multiply natin by 1%. Dati yan. Okay, 1%. How much yung bad debts natin dati? 300 times 850 times 0.01. You get 2,550. Okay, 2,550. And then yung proposed natin, ilang units na binibenta natin? 345. Magkano binibenta? 850. And then yung budgets natin ngayon, 2% na. Okay, tumaas, 2%. 345 times 850 times 0.02. You get 5,865. 5,865. Ano yung difference nila, class? From 2,550, naging 5,865. Minus natin yung dalawa na yan, makukuha mo dyan, 3,315. So, answer mo dyan, letter C. Okay? Ibig sabihin, tumaas yung budgets natin by 3,315. Letter C. Question number 4. What is the net result of implementing the proposed plan? Pag in-implement natin yung proposal, okay, to relax the credit policy, ano yung net benefits natin? Well, sa question 1, nag-increase yung CM natin by 9,000. So, plus 9,000 yan. Okay, sa question 2, tumaas yung interest expense natin by 1,733 since expense yun, minus mo yan. Tumaas yung budgets natin sa question 3, budget expense yan, so minus yan. Okay, so 9,000 minus 1,733 minus 3,315, you get 3,952. Okay, positive. 3,952. Ibig sabihin, effect sa net income natin, tataas ng 3,952. A yung sagot natin, so ang conclusion natin, effective yung relaxed credit policy for this problem. Kasi positive eh. Okay? For number 4, letter A. Okay, that's letter A. So I think yun yung for AR management. Doon naman tayo sa okay, so I think in AR management, okay, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, next. Okay tayo sa AR, accounts payable management naman tayo. Now, opposite tayo ng point of view ng AR. Kasi pag AR ka, you are the seller. Pag naman accounts payable ka, point of view ka ni buyer. Alright? Now class, sa accounts payable management, to recall, dun sa cash, meron tayong, naalala nyo yung positive float at negative float. Yung negative float, kailangan i-minimize natin. Pag positive float, kailangan i-maximize natin. Point of view tayo ni buyer dito or ni customer. So, i-maximize natin yung positive float. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin, sir, pag min-maximize mo yung positive float, ibig sabihin, i-delay natin yung payment. Okay? Sir, bakit natin kailangan i-delay yung payment kay supplier? Pakita ko sa inyo. For example, kasi ito yung timeline natin. No? 0, 10, and 30. Sabi ni supplier, okay, pag nagbayad ka within 10 days, may 2% discount ka. Pero ang credit period mo is 30 days. Parang 2, 10, and 30. Parang ganito. 2, 10, and 30. Now, tignan mo, class, ha? Pag nagbayad ka sa 7th day, day 7, ilang percent ang makukuha mo? 2%. Tama? Pag nagbayad ka sa 10th day, ilang percent yung makukuha mo? 2% pa rin. So whether nagbayad ka sa 7th day or nagbayad ka sa 10th day, same yung benefit sa'yo, 2%. So might as well magbayad ka sa 10th day. Bakit, sir? Kasi yung additional 3 days na yan, magagamit mo pa yung pera mo kahit paano sa mga everyday expenses mo. Kaya mas gusto natin, i-delay natin as much as possible. Ano ibig sabihin ng as much as possible? Hanggang dulo ng discount period, which is 10 days. Okay, tama ba? Ang tawag dito, discount period? Okay? Ito naman, yung 0 to 30, ang tawag natin dyan, credit period. Gets? Nag-gets nyo na kung bakit kailangan natin isagad dito. Kasi kahit naman kailangan magbayad basta within 10 days, same lang yung benefit mo, 2%. Di isagad mo ng 10% para may extra 3 days ka, para mapaikot mo na yung cash. Gets? Okay, now, there are instances na we have to forgo cash discount. I-forgo natin. Ibig sabihin, huwag tayong mag-take advantage ng discount. Bakit, sir? May mga instances na ganun. For example, class, from day 11 to day 30, meron tayong existing loan. Okay? May existing loan tayo na may interest. Alright? Now, pag nagbayad ka kay supplier dito, wala kang pambayad ng existing loan. For example lang, ibig sabihin, pwede mong i-forgo yan. Huwag ka na mag-cash discount. Magbayad ka lang sa day 30. In the meantime, gamitin mo muna yung pera mo to pay for the loan. Okay? Is an example. O kaya naman, meron tayong investment opportunity. Okay? Investment opportunity. For example, instead na bayaran mo si supplier, instead na mag-take advantage ka ng discount, huwag na lang. Invest na lang muna natin yan from day 11 to day 30 kasi baka mas profitable pa yan. So again, may mga instances wherein kailangan natin i-forgo yung cash discount. Baka may existing loan na kailangan bayaran natin or baka may magandang investment opportunity. Sir, paano natin malalaman if we have to forgo the cash discount? Apply natin yung formula. Ito yung formula class. Sulat mo muna ha. Yung formula natin in, tawag dito, cost of giving up cash discount. Cost of giving up cash discount. Pag finorgo natin yung cash discount, how much talaga yung cost niyan sa atin? Okay, yung formula niya class, discount over 100% minus discount times 360 over N. Okay? Sulat mo muna, later i-apply natin yan. Ano yung discount? 2%. No, 2% lagyan natin. Ano yung 100% minus 2%? Oh, 98%. So basically, 2% over 98% times 360. Ano yung N? Yung N natin class, credit period minus discount period. Ano yung credit period? 30 days. Ano yung discount period? 10 days. So ibig sabihin class, yung N mo dyan is 20. Okay? 2% over 98% times 360 over 20. Yung kung ano man yan, compute natin. 0.02 divided by 0.98 times 360 over 20, 36.7%. Ito yung cost of giving up discount. Sir, para saan yan? I-compare mo ngayon dito yan. Okay? For example, yung loan natin, ang interest lang yan is 10%. O, ang gagawin mo, ang gagawin ko na lang doon, ay bayaran mo na yung discount. Kasi ito yung 36% na pino-forgo natin. 10% lang yan eh. Okay? Mas mahal to sa atin. Parang ganun. For example, mag-i-invest ka. I-exaggerate lang natin. For example, yung investment niya mag-generate ng 40%. O, ang gagawin ko na lang, invest ko na lang yun. Kaysa bayaran ko yung kaysa magbayad ako dito. Kasi mag-earn ako ng 40%, which is mas mataas than my cost of giving up the discount. Gets? Mabalikan natin later yan sa handouts para mas mag-gets nyo. Okay? Now, ang point dito, class, is pwede nating i-give up yung discount kapag mas magbe-benefit tayo. Parang ganun. Next, short-term loans. Sir, ano ba yung short-term loans na yan? O, yung kanina. Umutang tayo kay BPI, bili kay supplier, benta kay customer, bayad kay BPI. Short-term loans yan. Alright? Now, usually kasi tinatanong tayo sa short-term loans is, what is the effective interest rate? Okay? Yun laging tanong dyan pag short-term loans. How much daw yung babayad natin kay BPI effectively? Okay? Ano sir yung formula kapag effective interest rate? Effective interest rate, tandaan mo class, ang formula niyan is financing charges, yung numerator mo, financing charges over net proceeds. Tandaan mo yan ha, very important. Financing charges over net proceeds. Sir, ano yung financing charges? Basically, ito yung interest expense mo. Okay? Ano yung net proceeds? Yun yung usable amount. Sulat mo muna. Usable amount, later, apply natin sa handouts natin yan. Ulitin ko, pag short-term loans, ang usual na tanong sa'yo dyan, ano yung rate or what is the effective interest rate na ibabayad mo kay bank? Ano yung formula, sir? Financing charges. Usually, interest expense lang yan. Over net proceeds, how much talaga yung magagamit mo? Kaya usable amount. Alright? Take note na dapat yan, pag effective interest rate, ang tanong sa'yo dyan is always annual. Alright? Annual. Babalikan natin yan. Sige. So, magsagot tayo sa handouts natin class para mas mag-gets nyo yan. And yung number 14 na yan, later, dadagdag natin yan sa sasagutan natin. Okay? Sige. So, number na tayo. Let's go to number 10. Ayan, madali lang yung number 10 na yan. So, let's read. Regine Corporation buys on terms 215, net 60. Ibig sabihin nun, pag nagbayad within 15 days, may 2% na discount. And then, 60 days yung credit period. Okay? It does not take discounts. And it typically pays on time, 60 days after the invoice. So, yung customer natin class, hindi siya nagbabayad, hindi siya take advantage ng discount. Nagbabayad siya every 60 days. Ganun nangyari. Net purchases amount to 550,000 per year. Or tayo pala si Regine Corporation. Okay? Tayo pala yung bumibili. Okay? So again, accounts payable. So, ibig sabihin, point of view tayo ni buyer. Okay, so bumibili tayo na 550,000 per year pero hindi tayo nag-take advantage ng discount. On average, what is the peso amount of total credit trade credit the firm receives during the year, or what are its average accounts payable, assuming 365 days. Okay, so basically, ang tanong sa atin sa number 10, how much daw yung balance of our accounts payable? So sa balance sheet natin, how much yung average balance ng accounts payable natin? Gano'n lang yan. Ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Tingnan mo, ha? Meron tayong purchases. Okay, net purchases is 550,000 per year. So may annual purchases tayo na 550,000. Tama? Ang gagawin ko dito, class, i-divide ko yan by 365. 550,000 divided by 365. Okay, ano nakuha mo dyan? 1507. Round up natin. 1507. Tama ba, class? Ito yung daily purchases. Tama? Now, bumibili tayo kay supplier, no? Sabi dyan, every 15 days, meron kang 2% discount, pero nagbabayad tayo sa 60th day. Okay, so, tama ba, class? From day 0 up to day 60, ganito yung entry mo dyan. Debit purchases, credit accounts payable. Tama? Or 0 to 59. Sa day 60, nagbabayad tayo. Debit accounts payable, credit cash. Alright? So, ibig sabihin, class, sa day 60 tayo nawawala ng accounts payable. Diyan tayo nagde-debit ng accounts payable. So, how much yung average accounts payable natin? O, multiply mo by kung ilan yung credit period mo, 60 days. Okay? So, eto, 0 to 60 yan, no? And same day, so, bili tayo, agad yan. Bili tayo from day 0 hanggang day 60. Debit purchase, credit accounts payable. Purchase accounts payable. Sa day 60, bayaran natin. Parang ganun, okay? So, therefore, yung average accounts payable balance natin is from 0 to 60. 1507 times 60, you get 90420. Or, round up natin, letter A, 90411. Okay? So, A yung sagot natin. Kasi class, hindi siya nagtitake advantage ng discount. Sige nga, kung talaga naiintindihan niyo ako, what if ang tanong sa problem, how much yung average accounts payable if nagtitake advantage ng discount? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin, dito pa lang, may entry ka na debit accounts payable, credit cash. Pag nagtitake advantage of discount, so lagay ko dito, if with discount, ano yung sagot mo dyan? 1507, yung daily, multiply mo by 15. Does that make sense? Kasi from this point up to this point, meron kang debit purchases, credit accounts payable. Pagdating 15th day, debit accounts payable, credit cash. Doon ka nawawala ng accounts payable sa books mo, okay? Therefore, ang average accounts payable mo, if mag-take advantage sa discount, 1507 times 15, okay? You get 22605. Pero ang final answer mo, ito na ha, 9420. Gets ba yan? Ulitin ko lang, last lang, mabilis lang. Pag tinanong sa'yo how much yung average accounts payable, isipin mo lang yung journal entry, okay? Kailan ka ba nawawala kailan ka nagde-debit ng accounts payable? Day 60. So, day 0 to day 60, or day 0 to day 59, or 60. Yun yung average accounts payable mo. Kasi sa day 61, 0 na ulit yung accounts payable. Parang ganun, okay? Pag naman nagtitake ka ng discount, sa day 15 pa lang, nagbabayad ka na. So, therefore, 15 yan. Okay? So, ayan. So, sagot mo, 90,420. Let's go to number 11. Erase ko na, class, ha? Para may space tayo, ha? Let's go to number 11. Ayan. Sa number 11, actually, para ma-solve mo yan, kailangan mo dito ng exponent, no? Sa number 11. Kaya lang sa board exam kasi, hindi na allowed yung scientific calculator. So, hindi na tinatanong yung mga may exponent na ganyan. Okay? Ang i-apply na natin is this formula. Okay? So, for number 11, class, baguhin mo yung question. Kasi nakalagay dyan, what is the effective annual percentage cost, not the nominal cost of its costly trade credit? Erase mo yun. Ito na lang yung gawin natin tanong. What is the annual cost of giving up the cash discount? Okay? Yan yung sagutin natin. Cash discount. Okay? So, yun yung question, ha? O, basahin natin. Suppose the credit terms offered to your firm by its suppliers are 2, 10, and 30. So, pag medyo nalilito ka, mas maganda kung may timeline ka dyan. 0, 10, and 30. Dito may 2% discount. Okay? Your firm is not taking discounts but is paying after 25 days instead of waiting until day 30. Dito ka nagbabayad, 25. Alright. I-delete mo yung next sentence. I-delete mo yan, ha? I-remove natin yan. Cross out mo. You point out that the nominal cost of not taking the discount is approximately 30%. I-delete mo yan. Hindi important yan sa problem natin. But since your firm is neither taking discounts nor paying on the due date, what is the effective annual what is the annual cost of giving up the cash discount? Ano yung formula natin? Ito. Okay, discount over 100% minus discount times 360 over n. Apply natin yan. Ano yung discount mo? 2%. Ano yung 100 minus 2%? 98%. Okay? 2% over 98% times. Sabi dyan, 360 gamitin natin days. Okay, 360. Ignore mo lang yung 365, 360 gamitin natin. 360 over n. Ano ulit yung n? Credit period minus discount period. Ano yung credit period sa example natin kanina? 30 days. Ito, 30 days. Ito yung credit period. Ano yung discount period? 10. Okay? So yung n mo is 30 minus 10, which is basically 20. Okay, ito yung n, ha? Ito. Gets? Okay, ito yung n natin. Ulitin ko, yung formula, discount 2% over 98. Bakit 98%? 100 minus 2%. Times 360 over 20. Ito. Okay, credit period na 30 minus 10, which is 20. Alright? Compute natin yung class. 0.02 divided by 0.98 times 360 over 20. Answer mo dito is 36.73%. Disregard mo yung choices, but yung cost of giving up discount for number 11 is 36.73%. Okay, ito yung final answer mo dyan. Now, para hindi mo na minimemorize yung formula, i-explain ko yan, ha? Okay. Yung 2% over 98% class, ano makukuha mo dyan? 0.02 over 0.98 is, na-compute mo ba yung 2.04%? Okay. Pag dinivide mo yan, 2% over 98%, makukuha mo dyan is 2.04%. Okay? Now, ito class, every 20 days. Every 20 days yan. Ibig sabihin, ito yung cost ng discount. Pag hindi tayo nag-take advantage ng discount, ito yung cost sa atin. Ito yung sinasayang natin, 2.04%. Every 20 days. Pero sabi ko class, kapag ang tanong sa'yo, sabi dyan annual. Okay? Every 20. Paano mo siya gagawing annual? Ilang bang 20 days sa 360? Ito yun. Okay? Kaya meron kang 360 over n. Yung formula na yan class, ito yung pang-annualize. Okay? So, 360 over n. Si 360 over 20, ilan to? 18. Tama ba? 18 yan. Ganito yan. 2% over 98%, 2.04%. Iyan yung sinasayang natin kasi hindi tayo nagtitake advantage ng discount. Every 20 days yan. Ang tanong sa'yo, annual. Okay? Paano gagawing annual yan? Ilan bang 20 days ang meron sa 3 sa isang taon? 18. Eh di 18, multiply mo sa 2.04%, 36.73%. Basically, ang interpretation nito, ito yung sinasayang natin. 36%. Yan yung sinasayang natin per year. Dahil di tayo nag-take advantage ng discount. Gets? Okay, so yun siya. Alright, number 12. Tayo, number 12. Hopefully na-gets nyo na yung concept. Number 12. Joseph Corporation needs 100,000 to pay a supplier's invoice for merchandise purchase with the terms 210 and 30. Oh. Ginagawa ko dyan, lagi ako nagta-timeline para mas madaling intindihan. Okay, it wants to pay on the 10th day. Ayan, so meron kang 2% discount pag nagbayad ka within 10 days of the credit term. So it can avail a 2% discount. The funds needed can be raised by obtaining short-term loan from a bank which agrees to grant a 30-day loan at 12%. Discounted interest per annum. The bank requires a compensating balance of 10% be maintained in the borrowers. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng compensating balance? Well, yun yung maintaining balance. Parang pag nag-open ka ng bank account, sabi sa BDO, pag nag-open ka ng checking account, merong maintaining balance yun na let's say 10,000. Yung 10,000, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yun. Hindi mo pwedeng i-withdraw yun. Pag withdraw mo, meron kang penalty. Okay? Yung compensating balance, yun din yung maintaining balance. Alright? Now, question number 1. The amount needed to pay the invoice within the discount period. How much ba yung invoice? 100,000. Oh. Pag nagbayad ka sa 10th day, meron kang 2% discount. O, ibig sabihin, ang kailangan mo lang is 98%. 100,000 times 98%, 98,000 yung sagot mo dyan sa question number 1. Nakalagay, the amount needed to pay the invoice within the discount period. Oh, discount ka na 2%, edi 98,000 lang kailangan bayaran. Okay? Question number 2. The principal amount of the loan that must be obtained from a bank. Kasi, utang tayo sa bangko, babayaran natin si supplier. Ganun yun okay? Utang sa bank, bayad kay supplier. How much daw yung kailangan nating utangin from the bank? Pwede tayo mag-algebra dyan. For example, yung X, yan yung kailangan natin i-borrow sa bank. Okay? Now, yung kailangan mo i-borrow sa bank, well, yung 98,000 kailangan yan. Tama? Kaya lang class, meron tayong compensating balance sa 10%. Hindi mo pwedeng galawin yun. Kaya, yung 10% ng X, hindi mo pwedeng galawin. 0.1X. Okay, so ang ibaborrow natin is yung pambayad kay supplier, baborrow din natin yung compensating balance. Ano pa? Kailangan mo bayaran yung interest. Kasi sabi diyang class, no, kailangan mo i-borrow yung interest. Tingin ka dun sa second to the last. Ayan. 12% discounted interest. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng discounted? Ganito yung class. Pag discounted, nung nag-borrow ka sa bank, nililess niya agad yung interest. Yun yung ibig sabihin nun. Parang advanced interest. Okay? So, kailangan i-consider natin yung advanced interest. How much yung advanced interest? Sabi dyan, 12%. Okay? Pero 30 days. Ibig sabihin, 12% per year. Paano mo gagawing 12% per month? O, di-divide mo by 12. Ibig sabihin, 1% yung interest natin per month. Kasi 30 days Okay? Plus 0.01x. O, ulitin ko ha. Ang tanong sa atin, how much daw yung kailangan natin i-borrow from a bank para bayaran si supplier? O, edi i-borrow mo yung 98,000. Pero hindi lang yun. Kasi hindi mo naman magagastos yung 10%, yung compensating balance. So, i-borrow mo din yan. Kailangan mo rin mag-borrow ng 1% kasi may interest may advanced interest. Right? Solve for x tayo. Okay, so paano yan? 0.1 plus 0.01, i-minus natin sa 1 kasi may 1 yan, tama? So that is 0.89x. 0.89x is equal to 98,000. So ang kailangan natin i-borrow sa bank is 98,000 divided by 0.89, you get 110,112. Okay, answer mo dyan class, letter A, 110,112. Sige. Okay, so that is for question number 2. Question number 3. What is the effective interest rate of the loan? Ganito yung class. Ano yung effective interest rate? Ano yung kailangan mo tandaan? Financing charges, usually interest yan, over yung net proceeds. Okay? So, paano yan, sir? O, computin natin yung interest. So, again, lagay mo yung formula. Financing charges over net proceeds. Okay? Yung financing charges natin, basically, yan yung interest. O, paano natin kukumpitin yung interest? How much yung binaro mo kay bank? Tama ba? 110, 112. How much yung interest natin? Di ba? 1% per month? O, times 1%. 110, 112 times 0.01, you should get 1101.12. 1101.12. Tama ba? Ito yung interest expense natin. Tama? Yung financing charges, yun yung interest expense. Divided by net proceeds. Ano ba yung net proceeds? Yun yung usable amount. Yung pwede mo lang gamitin. Ano yung usable amount natin? 98,000. Bakit, sir? Kasi ganito yung class. Yung naborrow natin na 110, 112, saan ba napunta yan? Ganito yan. Maraming pinuntahan yan. Una, yung compensating balance na 10%. Tama? 10%. How much yung 10% ng 110, 112? 110, 112 times 0.1, 11, 011.2. Compensating balance, hindi mo yan pwedeng gastusin. Okay? Ano pa yung pinuntahan yan? Yung advanced interest. Ito, 1101.12. Okay. Ano na lang yung matitira sa'yo? 110, 112, minus compensating balance 11, 011.2, minus yung interest na 1101.12, 98,000 na lang matitira sa'yo. Which is yung pambayad mo ng invoice. Okay? The supplier, 98,000. Ito yung usable amount natin. Okay? Yung net proceeds, yan lang yung magagamit mo talaga. Bakit? Ito hindi mo magagamit lahat yan. Kasi yung iba dyan, compensating balance. Yung iba dyan, dineduct in advance yung interest. Ang magagamit mo lang, 98,000. Therefore, yung effective interest natin is 101.12 divided by 98,000. You get 1.12%. Okay. Wala sa choices yan. Bakit, sir? Sabi ko kanina, kapag ang tanong sa'yo, effective interest, annual lagi yan. Okay? This one is monthly. Bakit, sir? Monthly. Di ba 1% per month? 1% yan eh. Per month yan eh. Ibig sabihin, 1.12% per month yan. Paano magagawing annual? Hindi multiply mo by 12. Oh, times 12. 1.12 times 12, you get 13.44% or 48%. So, round up natin. 13.4%, that is letter D. Okay, dog, 13.4%. Ulitin ko, class. Laging tinatanong yung effective interest rate. Lagi yan. No? Lagi yan. Ano yung formula? Financing charges, which is basically your interest over net proceeds. Ano yung net proceeds? Yun lang yung magagamit mo. Na-compute natin yung interest. Alright? Pero per month yung na-compute natin. Siyempre, kung annual yung kinumpute mo dyan, okay na. Ito pa rin yung makukuha mo dyan. So, since monthly yan, okay, over 98,000, sa babaro natin sa bank, ito lang talaga yung magagamit mo. Ito, kay bank yan. Okay? Don't forget na monthly to. So, hindi yan yung sagot. Kailangan annual. Multiply mo by 12. Parang yung kanina dito, class. Ito every 20 days. Paano mo siya gagawing annual? Multiply mo by 360 or by 18. Kasi merong 18, okay, merong 18 na 20 days. Okay? So, or sa buong taon, okay, meron tayong 20 days na for 18 times. Parang gano'n. So, ito yung pang-annualize mo. Ito naman, gano'n din. Paano mo i-annualize yung monthly? Ito yung multiply mo by 12. Ito yung effective interest mo. Tanda, ulitin ko lang, pag effective interest rate yung tanong, annual lagi yan, i-annualize natin. Okay? Question number 4. Sige, practice pa tayo. Kaya ako nagdagdag ng questions, no? Kasi I think marami nalilito sa effective interest rate. So basically, ang ibig sabihin ng effective interest rate, effectively, ang ibabayad mo talaga kay bank is 13.4. Hindi lang 12%. Effectively, ang binabayad mo kay bank is 13.4. Okay, practice pa tayo. Question 4. If it fails to pay the discount and pays the discount on the 30th day of the term, the annual cost of the non-free trade credit, or basically yung cost of giving up discount. So hindi siya nagbabayad, di ba? Nagbabayad siya dito. So paano yan? 2%, apply natin yung formula. Discount over 100 minus yung discount, 98%, times 360 over, ano yung N natin? O, ganun din. Yung credit period mo is 30, discount period is 10, therefore yung N mo is 20. 20, okay? So 0.02 divided by 0.98 times 360 over 20, you get 36.73%. Boy yung sagot natin dyan. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Every 20 days, ito yung fino-forgo mo. Okay, yun yung nasasayang natin dahil hindi tayo nagtitake advantage ng discount. Every 20 days yan. Effective rate yung tanong sa atin, so dapat annual. I-annualize natin by multiplying by 360 over 20. Okay? That's for question number 4. Let's go to number 13. Two problems na lang. Number 13. Rodney Company needs to pay supplier's invoice of 60,000 and wants to take a cash discount of 210 net 40. Okay, so lagyan natin 0, 10, and then 40. Okay, so may 2% pag nag-discount ka, nagbayad ka within 10 days. The firm can borrow the money for 30 days at 11% per annum with a 9% compensating balance. Assume a 360-day year. Question number 1. The amount it must borrow to pay the supplier within the discount period and cover the compensating balance. Tama ba, class? 60,000 talaga yung invoice natin kay supplier. Pero pag nagbayad tayo within the discount period, ang kailangan mo lang bayaran, 60,000 times 98%. Okay, 58,800. Kaya lang class, meron daw 9% na compensating balance. So paano gagawin ko doon? Kung ito yung kailangan mo na 58,800, tama ba class kung 9%? Kailangan i-divide ko to by 91%. Does that make sense? So, solve muna natin. 58.8 divided by 0.91. Saan nakuha yung 0.91? 100% minus compensating balance na 9%. So, pag di-divide ko yan, makuha ko dyan 64,615. Okay? Which is yun yung sagot natin. 64,615. Sir, medyo nalito ako dyan. Ganito yan, class. Pag ito yung binaro mo sa bank, dalawa pupuntahan yan. Okay? Pupuntahan yan yung compensating balance at yung pambayad mo sa supplier, yung invoice. 64,615, multiply mo by 9%. Yan yung 5815, ito yung compensating balance. Yan yung hindi mo magagamit kasi maintaining balance yan. 64,615 minus 5815, meron kang 58,800 na pwede mong gamitin, which is yun yung ibabayad mo kay supplier. So, ang ginawa ko lang, ang ibabayad ko kay supplier, 58,800. Kaya lang may maintaining balance ka or compensating balance ng 9%. Divide ko by 0.91, ito yung kailangan kong i-loan from the bank. 64,615, letter C. Take note, na different yan sa previous problem. Sa previous problem kasi may advanced interest, kaya kinonsider pa natin yun. Dito wala na. Wala naman sinabing deductible in advance yung interest. So pag hindi sinabi yun, ibig sabihin, hindi mo i-deduct yung interest. Okay? So compensating balance and invoice lang. Let's go to question number 2. Assuming, okay, so question number 2. It borrows the money on the last day of the discount period. Ano ba yung last day of the discount period? Ito, tama? And repays it 30 days later. Ito, 30 days later daw eh. So ito 30 yan. Okay? The effective interest rate, effective interest rate, sabi ni sir, discount, 0.02. Okay, so ulitin ko. Assuming it borrows the money and repays it 30 days later. The effective interest rate of the loan, effective interest rate pala, hindi pala cost of giving up cash discount. Financing charges or interest expense, okay, over net proceeds. Alright, so yun yung formula natin. Financing charges or interest expense over net proceeds. Now, compute natin yung interest expense. How much yung binaro mo? 64,615, tama? How much yung interest expense? 64,615, dito natin computein. Compute natin yung interest expense dito. 64,615, ilang percent daw yan class? Sabi dyan, 11% per annum times 11%. Times, sabi dyan, babayaran daw after 30 days. Tama? So, ang gagawin ko dyan, times 30 over 360. So, how much yung interest natin? 64,615 times 11% times 30 over 360. Makukuha mo interest expense dyan class is 592.3. Lagay mo yan sa numerator. 592.3. Over net proceeds. Ano yung net proceeds? Yun yung usable. Yan lang yung magagamit natin. Sa 64,615, how much plus yung magagamit mo dyan? Yun. 58,800 yung pambayad kay supplier. Divide by 58,800, 592.3, divided by 58,800, you get 1.007%. Okay? So, makukompute mo dyan is 1.007%. Now, yan ba yung sagot mo? Okay. Yan ba yung sagot mo? Tandaan mo, class, yung 592.3, every 30 days yan. Okay? Kailangan mong i-annualize yan. Ilang 360, ilang 30 days ang meron sa buong taon. E di multiply mo by 360 over 30. Okay? So, ulitin natin. So, 592.3 divided by 58,800, yung makukuha mo dyan, every 30 days. Tama? Now, ilang 30 days ang meron sa isang taon? Ayun, 360 over 30. Final answer mo dito, class, is 12.09%. Okay, letter C. Okay, so ano ba yung 360 over 30? 12 to, tama? This is 12. Ulitin ko lang ha. Pag effective interest rate, laging annual. Paano compute na effective interest rate? Financing charges, or basically your interest expense, over net proceeds. How much yung interest expense natin? Yung inutang mo sa bangko times 11% times 30 over 360. Kasi magbabayad ka daw after 30 days. Okay na yan. Net proceeds, ito lang naman yung pwede mong gamitin, 58,800. Ang makukuha mo dyan, class, is every 30 days or monthly. Okay? Ilang 30 days ang meron sa buong taon? 12. O di multiply mo by 12, makukuha mo dyan 12.09%. Because kapag effective interest rate, always annual. Okay? So C4, or sorry, letter C, yes. C4, question number 2. Let's go to question number 3. Arrange ko na yan. If it fails to take the discount, okay, on the 40th day, wala. So 0, 10, and, ano ba nangyari dyan? 0, 10, and, ayan, so 40. If it fails to take the discount and pays on the 40th day. Yan nangyari. What is the effective rate of annual interest? Is it paying the vendor? Kumbaga, ano yung cost of giving up discount? Okay, 2% over 98%. Kailan siya nagbabayad? Sabi dyan, magbabayad daw siya, hindi day 30 eh. Magbabayad siya day 40 pa. Okay, ilang days yun? From day 11 to day 40, 30 days. Ang gagawin ko dyan, times 360 over 30 yung end mo. Okay? So, 0.02 divided by 0.98 times 360 over 30, you get 24.49%. Okay? So, answer mo dyan, class, letter C, 24.49%. Ibig sabihin yan, ang nasasayang natin every year is 24.49% because hindi tayo nagtitake advantage ng discount. Ang nagbabayad tayo, instead na bayaran mo sa 10th day, sa 40th day tayo nagbebenta. Nagbabayad. So, 40 minus 10, yun yung 30 natin. Okay? Sige. So, that is for number 13. Okay. So, alam ko medyo dito pa kayo sa effective interest rate. Kaya sinama ko yung problem 14. Okay, i-copy mo muna yung problem 14 and then sagutan natin. Pag nakasunod kayo dyan sa problem 14, okay na kayo sa effective interest rate. Ha? So, erase muna. Copy mo muna, class. So, basically, yung problem 14 na yan, meron kang 4 choices. Okay? Sabi dyan, ABC company needs 100,000 pesos to manage its working capital. So, meron tayong 4 choices, A, B, C, D. Alin dyan yung cheapest? Alin dyan yung pinakamas nakakatipid tayo? How do we know? Well, malalaman natin yan kung ano yung lowest na effective interest rate. Okay, letter A muna tayo. Let's compute. Let's read muna. Compute the annual cost of financing or the effective interest rate. ABC needs 100,000 to manage its working capital. Ang first option natin, letter A, pay a factor or benta natin yung receivables natin to buy the company's receivables which average 125,000 per month. The factor will advance up to 80% of the face value at 10% interest and a fee of 2% on all receivables purchased. The firm would save 24,000 in expenses. Assume the fee and interest are not deductible in advance. Okay. Paano gagawin natin, sir, dyan? Effective interest rate. Paano computin yun? Okay. Financing charges over usable amount. Okay. So, ganito lang gagawin ko dyan, class. Ano ba yung financing charges natin? Well, nandyan yung interest expense. Computin natin. Financing charges. Interest expense. How much? Sabi dyan, ang ipa-factor daw is 125,000 per month. 125,000 times, ang i-advance sa'yo is 80%. 80%, yun yung 100,000. Gets ba? Hindi lahat ng pinactor mo, papautang sa'yo. So, 125,000 times 80%, 100,000. So, therefore, yung interest expense natin per year, 100,000 times 10% interest. Okay? Times 10%. That is 10,000. Kaya siya class financing charges, hindi na naman interest expense yan. Minsan may mga other fees pa na charge yung nagpapautang sa atin. Okay? For example, mga processing fees, etc. But in general, interest expense yan. So sabi dyan, class, meron daw fee na 2%. Isasama mo yan sa financing charges. So how much yung fee? Okay, so sabi dyan, on all receivables purchased. Ang basis mo lahat daw ng receivables. Sabi dyan, class, 125,000 per month. So gagawin ko dyan, 125,000 per month. So gagawin ko per year times 12 times 2%. Okay? So yung fee natin, 125,000 times 12 times 2%, you get 30,000. So, financing charges din yan, 30,000. Pero sabi dyan, makakasave daw tayo ng 24,000. So, yung savings mo, minus 24,000 yan. Alright? So, yung net financing natin, 10,000 plus 30 minus 24,000, you get 16,000. Okay. Yung financing charges natin, 16,000. Class, how much yung usable amount natin? Well, yung 80% nung niloan sa'yo. Okay? Na 125,000. So, ang gagawin natin dyan, class, 16,000 over 100,000, since yun lang yung magagamit mo, 16,000 divided by 100,000, yung effective interest mo dito is 16%. Ayan. So, yun yung effective interest mo sa letter A. So, siguro ang bagong lesson lang dito is, yung financing charges, by default, interest expense yan. Pero may other fees eh. Yung fee na yan, financing charges yan. Pero i-minus mo yung 24 kasi matitipid mo yan. Okay, therefore, 16,000 yung sa numerator mo, 100,000 yun yung magagamit mo, yung net proceeds, 16% yung effective interest natin. Letter B. Okay, borrow 110,000 from a bank at a 12% interest. A 9% compensating balance is required. How much yung financing charges natin? Interest expense. How much yung interest expense natin dyan, class? Ay, ibaborrow mo 110,000. So, interest expense natin is 110,000 times 12%. Okay? So, 110 times 0.12, interest expense mo is 13,200. How much yung net proceeds natin? Net proceeds mo dyan, class, meron kang 9% compensating balance. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, yung net proceeds mo, how much yan? Well, yung 110,000, hindi lahat yan magagamit mo. Okay? Gagawin ko dyan, 110,000 times 91%, you get 100. Okay? So, ano mo compute mo dyan? 13,200 divided by 100, you get 13.2%. Okay? So, yun yung effective interest mo. Yung interest expense, nag-borrow ka ng 110,000. Multiply mo by 12%. Ito yan. Pero yung usable amount mo, net proceeds mo, dapat i-consider mo na hindi lahat magagamit mo. Yung magagamit mo lang is 91%. So, 110,000 times 91%, 100. Okay. So, sa factoring, 16% yung cost mo. Sa Borrowing sa bank, 13.2. So far, pinakamababa natin yung boy. Okay? So, tingnan natin yung C. Issue 110,000 of 6-month commercial paper for 100,000. New paper will be issued every 6 months. The 10,000 difference represents advanced interest. Okay? So, how much yung interest natin dun sa letter C na yan? Okay, well, yun yung 10,000 natin. Okay? Interest expense, 10,000. How much yung magagamit nating class? Yung usable amount? Is it 110 or 100? 100 lang. Kasi, yung 10,000 na yan, advanced interest daw. So, hindi mo magagamit yan. So, 100,000, you get 10%. Yan na ba yung sagot mo? 10%. 6 months yan. Oh. Eh di 10% every 6 months. Paano mo gagawing annual? Times 2. Kasi may dalawang 6 months sa isang taon. 20% talaga yung effective interest mo dyan. Which is higher than the first two. Okay? So, hindi magandang option yung letter C. Option D naman. Borrow 125,000 from my bank at a discount basis at 20%. No compensating balance is required. Okay, so yung interest expense natin is basically 125,000 times 20%. Times 20%. Interest expense mo, 25,000. Okay? How much yung net proceeds mo? Oh, nag-discount daw. Ibig sabihin, advance interest yan. 125,000 times 80%. Ang magagamit mo lang dyan talaga is 100,000. Okay? So, 25,000 over 100, you have 25%. Okay? So, annual na kasi 20% na yung ginamit natin. So, 25%. So, sa letter A, 16%. Sa letter B, 13.2%. Sa letter C, 20%. Sa letter D, 25%. Hopefully, nakuha niyo yung mga computation. But ang sagot natin dyan, ang pinakamas makakatipid tayo is option B. Kasi siya yung lowest, 13.2%. Okay? That's how you answer problem 14. Alright. Tapusin natin class. Let's go to the theory questions. May mga na-skip pa tayo dito. Let's go to number 13. Okay, 13, theory. Which of the following is not commonly regarded as being a credit policy variable? Credit period, yes. Collection policy, yes. Cash discounts, yes. Dog yung sagot mo dyan. All of the statements are credit policy variables. 14, a change in the credit policy has caused increase in sales. Increase in discounts, reduction in AR, and reduction in number of doubtful accounts. Based on this information, we know that, diba? Okay, tumaas yung sales pero bumaba yung discount, bumaba yung invest sa AR natin, and bumaba din yung doubtful accounts. Ano yung pwede nating conclusion dyan? Punta ka dun sa boy. The average collection period has decreased. Okay? Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis natin nako-collect yung accounts receivable. Pag mas mabilis mo nako-collect yung accounts receivable, bababa yung AR mo. Okay? Bababa yung doubtful accounts mo. Okay? Boy yung sagot natin for number 14. AR turnover will normally decrease. Pag bumaba yung AR turnover, ang implication niyan, well, mabagal yung collections natin. Alright? As a result of, punta ka dun sa dog. A change in credit policy to lengthen the period for cash discount. Kasi class yung AR turnover, di ba sales over AR yan? Tama? So, ibig sabihin, pag magdi-decrease yan, mataas yung AR mo. Kailan tataas yung AR mo? Punta ka sa dog. A change in credit policy to lengthen the period for cash discounts. So, ibig sabihin, instead na, kunyari, 0, 10, 30, ang ginawa mo, 15, okay? Instead, ang discount period mo, ginawa mong 15 days, mas matagal bago magbayad sa iyo yung customer. Therefore, mataas yung accounts receivable natin. Kaya, dog yung sagot natin dyan. Okay? Number 16, the level of AR will most likely increase as, punta ka sa boy, credit limits are expanded, or yung credit terms, pinahaba natin, linengthen natin. Credit sales increase, and credit terms remain the same. Okay? So, ayan. Yung credit terms, yung credit limits, I think ito ang ibig sabihin niyan. For example, ito yung mas ini-extend natin yung credit sales sa mga customers. Ibig sabihin, nagbebenta tayo sa mga customers regardless na if nagbayad ba sila in the past, or good payer ba sila in the past or not. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng credit limits. Pag mas credit limits are expanded, ibig sabihin, mas naging relaxed yung credit policy natin, mataas yung credit sales, and yung credit terms remain the same. Okay, most likely increase, boy yung sagot. Best answer is boy. Let's go to number 21. Okay, tapos na tayo sa ibang items. Nasagutan na natin yan before. 2 items to go. 21. If a firm had been extending trade credit on 210 and 30 basis, what change would be expected on the balance sheet of its customer? Okay? If the firm went to a net cash 30 policy. So, ganito yung class. Point of view ni customer, tama? Si customer, meron siya accounts payable. Before, ang term is 210 and 30. Okay? Ganito yung term. Before. Ngayon, ang ginawa daw, naging net cash 30. Tinanggal yung discount. Okay, wala nang discount. Basta magbayad ka within 30 days. Wala nang 2% discount. Ano mangyayari dyan? Letter A yung sagot. Sa point of view ni customer, okay, meron siyang accounts payable, tama? Since wala na siyang incentive na magbayad sa day 10, tataas yung payables niya. Letter A yung sagot natin. Okay? Abutin ng 30 days bago siya magbayad. So, ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung payables niya. Alright? Letter A for number 21. And number 22, last item. A company obtaining short-term financing with trade credit will pay a higher percentage financing cost, everything else being equal when? Okay, bigyan kita ng illustration. Actually, sagot mo dito as dog. The supplier offers a longer discount period. Okay? Scenario 1. 10 days yung discount period natin. Scenario 2, gawin nating 15 days yung discount period. Okay? Computin natin class yung cost of giving out discount. Doon muna tayo sa scenario 1. 2% over 98% times 360 over 20. Tama? Ito yung cost of giving up discount sa scenario 1 natin. 0.02 divided by 0.98 times 360 over 20. You get 36.73%. Tama? Ito yung assuming 10 days yung discount period natin. Pahabain natin. Gawin natin 15 days. O, paano yan? Sa scenario 2, 2% over 98% times 360 over, the difference niyan is 15 days. Computin natin. 0.02 divided by 0.98. 0.02 divided by 0.98 times 360 divided by 15, you get 48.98%. Okay? So, mas mataas to, yung 15 days yung discount period. Kaya sabi natin dyan class, basahin natin ulit, a company obtaining short-term financing with trade credit will pay a higher percentage finance cost. Everything else equal when the supplier offers a longer discount period. Ano yung longer? 15 days. Pag 15 days, 48.98% yung cost natin, which is higher. Okay? Ang tanong kasi, will pay a higher percentage financing cost. Sagot natin, dog, the supplier offers a longer discount period. 15 days, compare mo sa shorter na 10. Pag longer discount period, mas mataas yung financing cost natin. Dog for number 22. Ayan. So, class, medyo comprehensive yung ginawa kong discussion for working capital management. Kasi I believe, maraming medyo nahihirapan sa topic na to. So, that's why medyo long yung discussion natin today. But hopefully, nag-gets nyo class yung how to solve yung mga problems for working capital management.